Hey guys, I'm back in the office, back in my regular setting with my regular background. I've been told I need to up the production value, so I'm going to be looking at, I don't know, maybe rearranging some stuff and having a nice little backdrop for these videos or any other times I get on this camera. So hey, it's nice to see you guys this morning. It was nice to talk to the ones that I got to talk to. Hopefully, I'll be able to talk to everybody else really soon. Um, some follow up for you because I think it's important, and I know that it's probably on some of your minds. That our friend who left on Monday, I've been in contact with them, and they are doing just fine. And their message was to keep working and to be leaders and to support each other. So, promised I'd pass that one on, and I love the message. I think that's important. You guys know me. That's probably what I would tell you too, which is great. So that's part of today's message. But the other one was, I was talking with somebody about we're actually looking at like building a group. It's an organization called Cycle Breakers, and it's full of people like us who've lived certain things and have certain experiences where we can then kind of form a community and lift each other up through our respective cycles and help each other through our challenges that we face, but also the next round of people that come behind us and try to help them break their cycles. So now that we're cycle breakers and we're making our own cycles, we're cycle makers, we're trying to help others do the same. But when I was talking to that person, they told me something really cool. They're a recovering drug addict and pretty severe in a lot of really hard substances that they used for many years, and it was destructive. It destroyed their life to the point where they spent a lot of time locked up, a lot of time in rehab facilities, and a lot of burnt bridges and broken relationships. And they said something to me though that I thought was incredible, and it actually like made me just start thinking further about about my own story, but certainly and more appropriately you guys' stories. And that is, this person said, I started to think about the choices that I was making and the things I was putting in my body and the way I was treating people. And I thought about myself 10 years down the road, calling myself now as I'm going through and doing this stuff and wondering like, hey, what happened back then? And how would I feel reporting to my future self that, hey, yeah, this is what I'm doing? How would my future self feel about that? Do you think they'd be upset? Or do they think, do you think you'd question yourself and be like, man, why would you do that to me? Look at what you left for me. And that was a really interesting way to put it, because I always talk to you guys about the story that you're writing. Essentially, you guys are the authors, right? You guys are the authors, the writers of your own story. And with that comes all of these choices that you make, whether it's here, whether it's on the outside, whether it's wherever you go in life, you have different choices to make, whether they're immediate and in the moment choices or they're long-term choices, which is kind of where I'm trying to get your brains to expand out and grasp onto that. It's really difficult. I understand that. I was there. I couldn't see past what was in front of me. But think about yourself in 10 years. And then think about calling that person and saying, hey, this is what I'm up to right now. These are the things that I'm doing, and that's why you are where you are. Are you going to want that person, you, to be in a good spot? Are you going to want that person to be still struggling, isolated, addicted, locked up? I don't think that's the case. And so really that's kind of the way it was framed to me the other day, and it blew my mind. I loved it. I loved the way that was phrased. And so I thought I'd pass that along to you guys to start getting you to think about, you have a lot of things that are very immediate and in your world right now. They're close to you, right? Certainly there's friends that you're concerned with, your families, school, all the things that you have going on in your life, but you're building for that future down the road, and you got to be conscious of that everything you're doing now will play into that, where you will be in even 3 years, 5 years. You're doing it now. You're writing that story. It doesn't just change overnight. You kind of build upon things. And I know I sound like an old guy when I say, well, I am an old guy, so I can say it. The things that you do now, they matter, and they make a big difference for when you are, when you grow older. because they do. And I think if you look at any adult that's within eyesight of you right now, or any adult from here forward, I think you'll see them nod and agree, because that is the case. I've talked to a few of you recently, and I've also talked to a couple parents recently that, it's about, they want to have proof that you guys have made changes. Well, how do we do that? We show them, right? We show them not just in short bursts, but we live it. We sustain it, and we make it a habit, and that's the way we are now. We make those hard changes and see long term and start to build a positive story. So there's a challenge for you guys. Think about yourselves in even 5 years, and making a phone call to yourself and saying, hey man, this is why you're in the spot, or hey lady, whichever. This is why you're in the spot that you are, is because I'm making these choices right now. How do you feel about that? How would you react? I would hope that you'd be proud of those choices, and now is the time to start making those decisions on whether or not you're going to set yourself up for that long-term life that you want. Happiness, success, comfort, love, all the things that you guys deserve. You do it now, and you make it so with your actions right now and moving forward. So, okay. So yeah, write your own story. Be a leader and help others write the best story that they can as well. Part of your story hopefully will include the way you support others and encourage and lift up other people, because that's what we do. We support each other. We're all in this together because we are, say it loud, Psycho Breakers. I know you said Psycho Breakers. All right, see ya. Thanks, guys.